Are officially unrecorded. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Good Life 7-Step Challenge. This is our second meeting, our second Sunday. I appreciate everyone being on, and this is actually being done on Labor Day weekend, which is interesting because I know a lot of people will be out in what they're doing, and I wasn't sure what what the attendance will be. So the attendance has dropped massively. Because it's the weekend, or because it's a holiday weekend, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But before I start with that, let's go over some housekeeping items first, and then I'll jump right into today's class, and we're going to talk about things like that. So firstly, I'm going to go off screen because you guys don't need to see me. So let me go off screen first. I want to make sure everybody fully understands. Number one, if you're watching this right now or you're in the class right now and you have not watched this video, you may want to exit now and watch this and catch up, because I am recording this and I will place it, and then you can play catch up so you can be live. I personally think it's best for you to be live so you can get the feeling, you can ask questions, and we can have some great dialogue while you're live every Sunday. But of course, not everyone's going to start at the same time, so those just coming in later can do the catch up. They can watch the videos from week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Let's say they come in a month from now. They can spend 4 hours in that week, watch the videos, get themselves caught up to our scenario, okay? So first thing I want to make sure is everybody understands how everything works. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. I'm just going to let the computer read the first couple paragraphs so everybody's on the same page.
Welcome to the Good Life 7-Step Challenge. We are so excited you are part of our movement. Each person comes here for their own unique purposes, and we are here to support you in reaching your individual goals. Our passion is to leverage the power of education and empowerment to teach people about the good life. We will teach you the 7 steps to the good life: how to have the right mindset, how to save money, how to make money, how to grow the money you make, how to keep the money you make, how to pay it forward, and how to leave a legacy.
Oops, sorry.
It is time to change your relationship with the world. It is time to think of the world in abundance and remove the scarcity mentality. It's also time to recognize that you can have power over your life and not make it control you. When you conquer the 7 steps, then you will be truly living the good life. Are you ready? Because we are about to take you there one step at a time, but we can't do it for you. The amount of time, energy, and effort you put into this journey will equal the results you get. If you put in very little, you will get very little in return. This isn't an illusion. It is time-tested knowledge and skills that generate real results. We will supply you with the knowledge, the technology, and tools to keep this as simple as possible. So be ready to put in the time and energy, and let's do this together.
The 4 steps.
Step 1. Please fill out this survey. You will not be added to the group until you have completed the survey. All your information stays with us and is 100% confidential. Step 2. We meet every Sunday at 6:30 PST time on Zoom. www.theclaycode.live. You will need to watch this full video before you attend our next meeting. Step 3. Each week we will be discussing a different topic on how to get you to the good life. There will also be many updates and videos shared on our private Facebook group. If you have filled out your survey, please join group now. Step 4. Agree to our 21-day mindset challenge. One of the fastest ways to the good life is to have the right mindset. This is why it is step 1 of your 7-step challenge. Each morning around 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you will receive an email with a link to a video that needs to be watched before you start your day.
Okay, and the last step, hold on.
This is urgent that you do this before you start your day. Set your alarm for 30 minutes before you normally wake up and watch the video. This will prepare your mind for the day ahead. Once you finish the video, you will go to our Facebook page and post a comment under the 21-day challenge post with 121 and a comment about what that video meant to you, and most importantly, how are you going to apply it to your life. Step 5. Please understand you are going to be doing some major mindset changes, and there will be many times you will want to quit. But we don't quit because you are a Team Fineo member. What is a Team Fineo member, you may ask? Failure is not an option in anything we do as a team.
Okay, so let me go back, stop sharing my screen, and go back live. Okay, so here is the scenario. I send a text message out to everyone, and I want
You
to
have
say,
stopped
whoops,
screen share.
I get that, thank you. Okay. I sent a text message as a test to everyone to let them know that I was going to give the today off because it was a holiday weekend. That was strictly a test because we all made a commitment. Now, keep in mind, when you make a commitment, you live or die with your commitment. If you want success in the world and you want to take yourself to a next level, you have to understand you have to be different from most. Some of you have already been through day 1, day 2, day 3. I think some of you are up to day 6 with the videos. I'm not teaching this class. I don't have a dog in the fight. I am just pointing out decades and decades of successes and things that takes people to the next level. So I threw that out there to see how many people will want to just cancel it because it's a holiday weekend. Now, there's no right or wrong situation in the Good Life lifestyle. I'm just going to give you guys information and you have to come to your own conclusions of what you need to do. So if you're one of the 4 people, and I understand we can all make excuses, we can all say whatever you want to say, that's up to you. That's you personally. If you're one of the 4 people that said, nope, let's not have the class because it was a holiday weekend, I will ask you one simple question. Why would you back off of something you've made a commitment to? If you make a commitment, you live and you die with your commitment. All you have, one of the very few things you have in this world is your word, okay? It is what it is. So I'll let you stay with that. Now, as you all know, today was supposed to be the start date for the Good Life. I moved it up a week. Well, because I moved it up a week, I had some major issues with technology and different things to get things going, to make sure you guys get your emails and all that stuff. And I am so glad it all fell apart. Some of you were getting emails, some of you weren't getting emails, some of you got a hold of me, some of you didn't get a hold of me. So we're going to talk about that because all those things is life. That's why I'm glad this is entitled The Good Life. Because in the Good Life, nothing runs smoothly. Nothing ever runs smoothly. So my question would be is if you have decided and you made a commitment that you're going to do this, and you are part of the 21-day challenge, and some of you did this, some of you didn't, some of you did it halfway, some of you did it all the way, it really depends. If you didn't receive an email, why aren't you reaching out to me and saying, I didn't receive my day 1, I didn't receive my day 2. Now, some of you did, which is great. And again, there's no right or wrong to this class because I'm not here to make you feel bad or point out names and say, well, this person didn't do that. That's not my job. My job is just point things out to you, and then you decide what you want to do with the information I give you. So if you were the type of person that you didn't receive the email on time and you reached out to me, then that tells me something about your personality. That tells me something about you. That tells me something about where you want to go. If you waited a day to tell me that information, that also tells me something about you. If you emailed me at 2 o'clock or 2:02 and say, hey, I didn't get my email at 2:02, that really tells me something about you. If you waited till 7 o'clock that day to tell me that you didn't get it, that tells me something about you. If you waited till the next day to tell me, that tells me something about you. If you never told me, that tells me something about you. But it shouldn't, and here's the funny part, it shouldn't tell me about you, it should tell you about you. It has nothing to do with me. This has, again, I don't have a dog in this fight. So it should tell you about you. You made a commitment. It's a 21-day challenge. You're supposed to get the information every day. Now, the beautiful part about life, it's never consistent. Things never go right. Hardly ever. You have to adjust. You have to do what you have to do. The system is not working perfectly right now because my software is acting up and they're telling me it'll be done by tomorrow. I hope it's being done by tomorrow. But I am never going to let someone else's situation or something that doesn't work stop me from doing what I need to do. So one of the things you have to decide in your life, and I know this is not normal and it's not comfortable and it may not be common for you, but you cannot make excuses because of someone else's failure. If I failed by sending you the email and you're supposed to get that email and you're supposed to get the information and you didn't reach out to me to make sure you got it, then that tells you something about you. You cannot take what the world gives you, what the world sets out to you, and make that your problem. It's not the world, it's you. You know what to be done. The world didn't cut you off from me. The world didn't make you not pick up your phone, call me, text me, Facebook me, send me an email, drive to my house, fly here, do whatever it takes to say, hey, we have a 21-day challenge. I need my email. I need my video. I need to have my video right now. So I will let you think about that as you grow to the next level in life, because those are some of the things that you have to get better in your life at if you really, truly want to have the massive amount of success you want to have in your life. So that's what I wanted to start off with, and I'll let you guys deal with that. The people that are not on here, we lost over, well, let's see, we're at 18 right now, so 12. We've lost 15 people, and I wonder why. Because that's life, that's how they are, and most people—
You have started screen share.
I don't know how to turn her off, but she's gonna drive me nuts, but that's okay. We'll get through it. Okay, then what I want to do now, hold on. I want to show you guys a couple things on Facebook, on my Facebook page, so you can see, and then we'll go into today's lesson. So a couple things I want to bring to your attention, and I hate when I do this on Facebook because it doesn't show right away. Let's see if I can reset. I'll probably have to reset. Aha, okay, there we go. And let me take myself off screen. Hold on. Okay, changing your mind based on the context of the current situation is a strength, is not a weakness. I want you to fully understand that statement. That is so strong, so positive. He or she who does not change with the times will only live to 5 to 10% of their potential in life. So keep that one in mind. I have a couple more I want you to see. If you don't embrace change, this is what happens to you. Toys R Us didn't embrace change. Amazon destroyed them because they didn't embrace change. They could have done different things. Now, I don't know if this will work, but I can give you an idea. If I was on the board of Toys R Us, I would throw an idea out there. Hey, why don't we have in all our stores a system where the kids can come and test all our toys, our games. We have them, we set them up, and we have this beautiful kind of facility in our thing, kind of like almost an amusement park where that can be duplicated. Guess what? Jeff Bezos can't duplicate that. You can't duplicate that in Amazon. And every little boy and girl that has a beautiful experience like that, they're going to go to their mom and dad and go, Mommy, Daddy, I want to go to Toys R Us. What's the parent going to say? No. Very few parents can say no to their little toddlers. So that's what they could have changed, embraced change to keep them in business, but now they were stuck and stupid, so that's what you get. If you embrace change, this is what happens to you. He started selling books, used books on Amazon in the 1990s. Now he's worth $130 billion because Amazon embraces change and changes his life. That's it. It's very simple. Okay, so let's jump in.
You have stopped screen share.
I do not know what button I hit to do that, but that's gotta stop. Okay, so let me go a little bit further. Now let's talk about the things that you have to go through in your life. Let me go on screen. Hold on. The things that you have to do. I'm going to talk about an automobile for a second. Most of us have driven a car. You know how it works. Very, very simple. If you try to drive a car from point A to point B without using the steering wheel, it's not going to work. I don't care what you do. If you don't touch the steering wheel, you're not even going to get out of your driveway unless you're going to hit the wall or do whatever. If you don't hit the push button or turn the key, you're not going to get anywhere. If you don't put it in reverse or drive, you're not going to get anywhere. If you don't use the brakes or the accelerator, you're not going to get anywhere. Everything in life has a set of rules. And if you don't follow those rules, you're not going to get anywhere. Now, you may say, well, I did get somewhere. Well, you got into the car. Let's say you live on a certain street, and the street is probably 100 yards long before it makes its first curve. So you did some of the things that work. Well, I used the key, but I didn't feel like using the steering wheel today. So I'm just going to step on the accelerator. In 100 yards, your goal is over because you're going to crash into whatever you didn't turn. That's just life. Everything has a set of rules. Your relationship has a set of rules. Success has a set of rules. Every possible thing you can imagine has a set of rules. The question is, are you going to follow them? And if you follow them and you get better at them, your life becomes better. It's that simple. There's no secret weapon to life. There's no, people sometimes say, I mean, I've spoken to so many successful people, very, very wealthy people, and they get the same question. What's your secret? There is no secret. There is no secret to prosperity, success. You have to follow the rules of engagement. And if you follow the rules of engagement on the things you're trying to get done, then you become successful. The question is, you may not know what the rules are. Because before, when you were 5 years old, you didn't know how to drive a car. So how do you get from, I don't know how to drive a car, to get the car from point A to point B? Because you have to study, you have to learn, you have to find mentors, you have to go take your driving test, you have to watch. Here's the funny part about it. You have to watch your mom and dad, your siblings or whatever, drive you around from school, and you physically see them turning the wheel, you physically see them opening the door. You learn by example. You learn by watching what someone does. Then it's your turn now to jump in and get it done. Life is not difficult. So you have to now watch the things that you're a part of. Watch the things that's happening around you, because if you kept seeing, and I know this is going to be a ridiculous example, but if your parents kept running the car into the wall, you would never learn how to drive. So you have to go through these different things in life that show you
have started
success.
Screen share.
So one of the things I just posted today was this. If you hang around 4 negative people, you'll become the 5th. That's the point I'm trying to make. Same point that I'm making with anything in life.
You have stopped screen share.
So everything requires you to follow the rules of engagement. Everything. If I decided that I wanted to show you that screen just now, and I didn't click the green button that says share screen, I can tell you everything on that screen, but I didn't hit the button. The rules of engagement for me to share the screen is for me to hit the button. If I didn't hit the button, it's not gonna work. So everything you do in life has a rules of regulations that you have to follow through, and you have to go through them. Now, you may say, well, Clayton, I try to do all these different things, but do you have the right mentor? Do you have the right example? Are you following the successes of examples? Or can you do the simple thing? Think about this. Take an inventory of the 5 or 10 closest friends that you have. Get all their incomes. If you do 5, add them all by 5, divided by 5. I guarantee you within 10 to 15% of all of them. Because like minds try to stay around like minds. So what you have to do in this class or anything you want to do, you have to friend up. You have to friend up. You have to take yourself to the next level. But most people don't like that because of what Mel said. It's uncomfortable. We don't like change. We don't want to do things like that. It's hard. Your brain doesn't want to do it. That's why you have to force yourself to do it. So I wanted to test you guys and see how many people will want to bail out on Sunday because it's a holiday. Thank goodness, not very many of you guys did, but your brain's like, oh yeah, it's a holiday weekend. I'd rather go out in the mountains. I'd rather go do this. I'd rather go do, well, first of all, you guys don't think I'd rather go do something else? No one on this call is paying me for what I do. So again, I have no dog in the fight. No one's paying me. No one's telling me, hey, Clayton, I just sent you a check for this. Hopefully you got my check for doing the good life. I don't get paid for that. But I'm willing to do it because it's what I want to do with my life. It takes me to a higher spiritual level. It takes me to a different situation. So why would you, if I'm going to be here, you think you're not going to be here? So just a thought. So I want to play a video. And I want to jump into tonight's plan. Those are different things.
You have started screen share.
And this is a 3-minute video, and let's get it started. Here we go.
When I first started climbing, I was so bad. I was so terrible, so slow. I'd tear my skin up all the time. And I was like, how the heck are we going to go and do Mount Kilimanjaro? 3 words. I don't know. Those 3 words, 3 of the most important words in my life. All discoveries happen from I don't.
Lisa Sampson has joined the meeting.
How am I going to become wealthy? How am I going to have a good life? How am I going to live the dreams I've wanted to live? How am I going to live in a better home? How am I going to get more income streams? How am I going to build a bigger team? How am I going to have a better relationship? How am I going to have a better marriage? There's a whole bunch of how am I going to, so we all have. We all got them all. And here's the answer. I don't know at first. But you got to find a way. And that's what you just said. This man has no arms, no legs. He's talking about climbing a mountain, and he don't know how you're going to do it. And you think we got problems? And you think we have a tough way to go? Some people with arms and legs can't do what he's about to do. But he started off by saying, I don't know. Keep going.
Oh, no. My name is Kyle Maynard, and I have an extremely hard time saying what it is exactly that I do. I've been an athlete my entire life. Football to wrestling to weightlifting and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and now most recently taking on climbing some of the highest mountains.
I've been an athlete my entire life. This man was born with no legs and no arms, but he's been an athlete his entire life. Hello. Mindset. That's why the first step of our 7 steps is mindset. Because if you don't master the mindset, there ain't nothing I can do for you. I can't help you. It doesn't matter what I say to you. It doesn't matter what I show you. It doesn't matter how many Sundays you come on. It doesn't matter what videos you want to watch. If you can't master or learn the mindset for you to become successful, there's nothing anybody can do for you. It's a wrap. Now, there's nothing wrong with living a regular life, having a 9-to-5, and I don't mean any disrespect by saying this because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having a little Honda Civic and living in a 2-bedroom apartment until they come pick you up the day that you're dead and they carry you to the funeral home. If that's how you want to live your life. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all, if that's what you choose. I don't choose to be that way because I lived in an apartment for 4 months of my entire life, and it was really, really tough for me. Doesn't mean that I'm saying everyone that lives in an apartment is a bad situation. It's a bad situation for me. I didn't want to live in an apartment because I'm not going to give some landlord my money when I can have equity in my own home. So that's a choice that I made. This man made a choice. He's been an athlete since he was a little kid. You just saw a picture of him. I don't know. He looks like 6 or 7 years old. No arms, no legs, but he's wrestling. That's a choice that you make. A mindset is a choice. Everybody is on this call tonight because you made a choice. You made the first best step you can. You showed up. Now that you showed up, we got to get your mindset right. And after we get your mindset right, the world's going to be your oyster. Okay? Here we go.
In the world. I was born with congenital amputation, so it basically means my arms end at the elbows, my legs end at the knees. You know, I think some people, they look at me and maybe even feel sorry for me, but really, truthfully, my life doesn't look a whole lot different than yours. You know, I type on my computer the same way. You know, I use my phone just like anybody else. I'm on Bumble like any other single person my age. Got a match. My first experience with climbing, really anything of significance, was in a CrossFit competition in 2010. The first workout was you had to do a 1,000-meter row in this rowing machine in a sprint up Stone Mountain. Everybody else did it in maybe 25 minutes. It took me an hour and 46 minutes. I tore all the skin up on my arms, but I got to the top and I was like, wow, this is...
Everyone did it in about 27 minutes. It took him an hour and a half. And it tore up all the skin. Who cares how long it takes you to get what I'm saying to you? It doesn't matter as long as you're moving forward, as long as you're trying, as long as you don't give up. Because the minute you give up, the minute you stop, it's over. That's why I don't believe the word failure should be in the dictionary. I don't think it should be in the dictionary. Well, maybe if it's in the dictionary, it should be at the final curtain call. The day they pick you up, the coroner comes and picks you up. That's when failure should be a word, because that means you can't try anymore. You're done. It's over. That's it. It's no big deal. It took him an hour and a half. It took everybody else 27 minutes. They didn't go up there with torn up skin and all kinds of stuff. But you know what? He did it. And he's not complaining about it. And he's not, oh, woe is me. I don't have any arms and legs, so I can't do this. We have healthy, full-blooded, red-blooded people that complain and blame the system. Oh, I can't get there because I'm black. Oh, I can't get there because I'm brown. Oh, I can't get there because I'm yellow. Oh, I'm a woman. Oh, they don't do this. All that is in your head. It's all excuses. And if you want to sit there and say, well, no, Clayton, I've seen sexism. I've seen racism. And I've also seen people crash a car. Does that mean you ain't going to drive anymore? All kinds of bad things happen in life and happens in the world. What does that have to do with you? Just because someone is racist to you or to a community or a set of people, what does that have to do with you? You're going to let some stranger, some situation dictate your life, dictate the person that you can be, dictate your happiness, dictate how you think because of some moron that has their own issues? How is that even possible that you can do that? Are you kidding me? Really? So here we go.
It's breathtakingly beautiful. And I told my friend that night, I said, I want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I don't know if I can, I don't know if I can't, but I do know that I want to try to figure it out.
Don't know if I can or I can't. Don't know if I can or I can't, but I want to try to figure it out. Don't know if I can or I can't, but I want to try to figure it out. Interesting.
I want to go and find a way and get up there. There were a ton of challenges with getting into climbing, and the biggest one was the gear. I literally started with bath towels duct taped to my arms and my feet. I couldn't go to the store and buy a typical pair of shoes, so we had to come up with a unique solution. Now to climb, I use a carbon fiber special custom shoe. I use those to bear crawl up Kilimanjaro. Then me and my team, we took on climbing Mount Aconcagua, the highest peak in South America. I felt my body was like in full shutdown mode. And it was brutal at moments, but it was breathtakingly beautiful. At the top of that mountain, you can almost kind of make out and see like the curvature of the earth. I mean, it was just a moment I'll never forget. The reasons I climb aren't that different from other people. 95% of it does suck. I'm staring at the dirt. I'm not even able to go and talk to my friends and see the beautiful views unless I stop and sit down and look. But that 5% that doesn't suck, it's amazing.
95% of the time, he can't see what the rest of us seeing because he's staring at the dirt. But he's willing to do it because of 5%. Because 5% of the time, he can sit back and watch what the rest of us 100% sees on a daily basis. But he's happy with 5%. So some of us, we do things like we see people, the envy situation. Oh, my neighbor just got a new car. Oh, my neighbor just got this or whatever. You don't know what their situation is. You know what? You better be happy with your skin. You better be happy within your situation. You better be happy with the things that you're trying to accomplish in life. Who cares what your neighbor is doing? He's climbing the mountain with 10 other people, 5 other people, 15 other people that are seeing a view that he cannot see 95% of the time. But he's willing to do it because the 5% is worth it to you. So when we talk about mindset, how badly do you want the good life? How badly do you want the next best thing? Whether it be able to retire your spouse, husband gets to stay home, wife gets to stay home, get to spend more time with your children. Whatever your thing is, like his thing is climbing the mountain, but 95% of the time he can't see the view, but 5% he can. So whatever your thing is, it's your thing. It's your mindset. It's your situation. You can't let anybody hold you back for that. He's not sitting there going, oh man, all my other friends got legs and arms and they can see this beautiful view and I can't see it. So I'll tell you what, I'm just going to sit at home and go to a nursing home or go sit in whatever thing because I'm just going to sit back because woe's me because I was born. This horrible God gave me this life and it's terrible. And I'm just going to sit on the couch and I don't know what else I'm going to do with my life. So you decide which way you want to go. Hold on.
Getting to a place that there's no way my wheelchair could have brought me there. That's what I love. I'm not trying to live to be 1,000. Like I want to go out there and have my life mean something. When I've gotten down and I've looked at the map.
He wants to go a place where his wheelchair can't get him. Let me repeat that. I want to go somewhere where my wheelchair can't get me. So I can use that same philosophy for some of us. I want to go somewhere where the world doesn't think a woman should be, where the world doesn't think a minority should be, where the world doesn't think someone that doesn't have a high education shouldn't be. I want to go somewhere where the world doesn't think that someone that looks the way I do look, that doesn't want to be. That's the lesson in this. I'm not sure if you guys are catching that, but that's the lesson. I want to go somewhere where my wheelchair can go, even though I don't have arms and legs. I want to go where my wheelchair doesn't go, even if I don't have arms and legs. Interesting. Hold on, let's finish up.
Now and then I see what we've achieved. It's like, wow. I mean, it was a really bad idea that we were there, but it was beautiful.
What we've achieved. It's just.
Okay. Let me mute you guys out. Hold on. And before I go on to the next section, let me stop sharing my screen.
You have stopped screen share.
Yes, thank you, computer. Okay, talk to me. Who wants to talk first? Anyone?
Sorry, trying to unmute here, Clay. Dale here.
Hey, Dale.
Love Kyle Maynard. There's just no quit in that guy. Absolutely no quit.
Yep.
Does whatever it takes.
And what brings him that way? Mindset, right?
Yes.
Not his legs,
No.
not his lack of legs, not his arms. It's all in the brain.
If you look at I've watched a number of his other videos, no excuses, no limits.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's what we have to do in our mind. Where are we? What excuses are we making? I don't make excuses for anything. It don't matter. Okay. So thank you, Dale. Anyone else?
This is Pam. Can you hear me?
Hi, Pam.
Hey, so I spent a lot of years. I have a terrific background and I know a lot and I learned a lot and I was making a lot of money. And then I spent about 10 years where everybody was telling me, no, you can't have this job. No, you're not worthy. No, 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 no. I'm freaking tired of the no's. And what I love about this and about the organization I'm in now is the yeses. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the yeses.
Absolutely. And you know what, Pam, what's interesting about that? The world won't change around you because you'll still hear no's. But it doesn't affect you because you have taken your brain to another level. You will take your mindset to another level where it won't affect if you hear the word no. That's just part of the process. See, anything that goes on in our life is just part of the process. You can't use it as something that will hold you back. You know where you're going. It doesn't matter what anybody says or whatever the situation is. I was watching something about Denzel Washington saying that he was turned down for an acting gig at Broadway, even though he couldn't sing. And 20 years later, he was at the same place getting honored for another gig that he received. No's don't mean anything. It means nothing. It's just part of the process of life. You have to decide where your mindset is. If you let it kill you or bring you down, then you created that situation for you. The no didn't create the situation. You created the situation. No has nothing to do with anything. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Clay.
You're very welcome, Pam. Anyone else?
Well, this
Hey,
is Wes.
Sam. Hi, Clayton.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You know what? I want to just thank you for stretching my mind just a little bit more. In these past 6 days, I've went from here to there, and I'm still here. But one of the things that got me about this guy, and his challenge was what you said. It doesn't matter, whether you are uh, a woman, a minority, or any of those things. It doesn't matter. You can do this. So it takes me. It takes me to where I am today in my employment. I was told that I could never work not only in that capacity, but in that industry. Never, no, no, no. It's not possible because I have a color. The colorful background means nothing because what I did was I wanted to get out of a life that I had no business being in. And it took that ambition that we talked about earlier, and it took me to just keep challenging and saying, I want this and I want that, and I know I need to get out of it, and I asked for the help, and I stayed the flow, and here I am, 18 years later, still doing it. Why?
Absolutely.
Because there is no excuses. It's a challenge every single day. And I meet it every single day. And no, it is not easy, but it's easier than where I was. And it gets better. And it gets better. And with your mentorship and the things that you're doing, and Clayton, I've sat under under this desk and under this table with you for years now. It doesn't matter. Every time I sit with you, I learn more. So I want to thank you for giving this to me.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I appreciate the compliment to you guys, and Karen, I really do. I mean, I love you for it. I appreciate it. But you guys, you know what? It's not me. First of all, those 6 videos you watched, I wasn't talking in those videos. It wasn't me. It was other people. I'm just leveraging the knowledge of things in this world to pass it on to the people I care about. And the people that are willing to be part of a group that's not full of negativity, not full of garbage, not full of all this stupid stuff. I just want to be here with you guys and grow with you, and let's take all our lives to the next level. Let me get a little bit political for a second. And for those of you that know me, I don't do politics and religion and an open mic. I just don't. But I want to talk about a politic for a second because I think this is important. Now, for the weak-minded person, and I say that, maybe weak is not the right word, but for the non-mature minded person, that's a better word. I'm going to be political for a second. For the non-mature minded person, Barack Obama was probably one of the most significant things that ever happened in our life. I don't know if he was a good president or a bad president. I have no idea. And it's none of my business to judge because you know what? Last time I looked in the mirror, I wasn't the moral authority on what a president should be or shouldn't be. I have no clue. I don't know if Donald Trump is the right person or the wrong person. I don't know. None of my business. I'll tell you what. My job as an American citizen is to respect what the people of America has done. To respect look, I will respect the office. I don't care if they put boo-boo in the office. If the American people put boo-boo in the office, boo-boo is my president. So all those that's running around talking about, that's not my president, that must be your president, I suggest you move to Canada or move to another country because I don't know what you're talking about because it is what it is. But let me tell you why I think it was significant. It was significant because it showed people of a mindset that don't understand that an African-American person could be the person that line of that stature. So all it did for me, it just showed the person with not a strong mind to let them know, because some people have to see things to believe it. They can't imagine things. See, I can see the unknown. I mean, I've always been that way my whole life. My wife tells me that all the time. Man, you have this ability to see stuff that nobody else can see. Okay, but not everybody has that deal. And I wasn't born that way. The day I was born and the doctor snapped me in my little behind, it didn't say, hey, slap you in your behind. You now have the ability to see things that nobody else does. That didn't happen. That's a set of skills that I got as I grew up, as I listened to my dad, as I watched videos, as I read books, as I did things. It gave me another aspect of doing things. Doesn't make me any different from anybody else, but that's why the first portion of our 7 steps has to be mindset before I start getting you guys into how we're going to make some more money, how we're going to save money, how we're going to do all the other things. So I got to spend some time with this mindset stuff. Because if I don't spend the time with the mindset stuff, this ain't going to work out very well for some of you. So, I got to get that feeling from you. I got to hear from the group. So in the next 2-3 weeks, month, I'm going to be throwing some text messages to you guys just to see what type of response, because I'm ready to get you guys to the next level, but I can't get there until we do the mindset. So the reason why I brought up the Barack Obama situation, because some people can't have their mindset change until they physically see something. What I would like to do is I would like to take this group to the point that you believe everything is possible. Everything can be accomplished. Everything could be done without you having to see it. Because if I can get that in your head, then we can start talking about some of the other things. Then we're doing really well in the mindset. Because a lot of people couldn't understand it. A lot of people don't understand, like what you just said, like what Pam said. Oh, I'm so tired of hearing no's, no's, no's. I don't care how many no's you tell me. It don't matter, because just here's one of the things I tell people. I don't accept the word no from someone that don't have the authority to give it. Ooh, let me repeat that one. I don't accept the word no from someone that does not have the authority to give it. So basically, the only person I'm going to accept no from is the Almighty God. I'm going to let that one sink in for a little bit. Who's next?
Do not accept no from somebody who cannot give the yes.
Exactly. Yep. Mindset is all in the mindset, you guys. It's all in the mindset. Anybody else?
Hi, Clay. It's Betty.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. Okay, so
I like those stars around you.
Thanks. I love it. So for me, this is all about, labels, allowing people, we all allow labels to define or control our decision making. And I think I would like it at some point if the world didn't place labels on anybody. But the fact of the matter is that from the day we are born, there are labels being put on us. And for this young man, he didn't allow those labels to define who he is or what he can do or cannot do. But like I said, from the day we're born, we have labels, and trying to break through. And I feel like as we get older, more and more labels are put upon us. When we're young, we're able to dream. Nobody ever tells you not to dream. But then at some point, in our adolescence, those dreams become silly, and we start listening to what people say about our dreams. They now put a label on our dreams. Your dreams are silly. Your dreams, no. It's crazy. So we need to change the world.
I understand it. I get it. In fact, if you saw my rant on whatever day it was, Thursday or Friday, I did a rant, and I said, hey, we tell the 4-year-old and the 5-year-old, hey, little Johnny, hey, little Susan, hey, little Tyrone, guess what? You can be anything you want to be. And as soon as they hit teenage years and getting ready to work, you can't do that. You can't do that. What makes you feel you can do that? You better go get a job. But society and people are what does that to us. So here's the plus. The plus is if you're not born of an environment or parents that will give you that next level in your head at some point in time, and that doesn't happen, by the way, because here's the deal. None of it can change. I wish the world can change, but reality is, who knows how. We can change behavior and people, but I don't think as a whole world it can happen because of people. If the whole world could be educated this way, yes, it will happen. But I don't know if that can happen. So you look at 15 babies in a nursery, brand new, before they have any type of knowledge of learning of anything else. There's no racism. There's no sexism. There's no nothing. All that stuff is learned. You're not born with it. You learn it. Mindset training, you learn it. I was watching a little commercial of Richard Williams, the tennis dad for Serena Williams, and they had a commercial for Nike where they're in Compton, unbelievable odds in Compton, California. She's got her little red skirt on and her little white T-shirt, and Richard, her dad, is bouncing the ball, having her hit it and saying, I want you to think of the U.S. Open. I want you to think of, yes, you're in the U.S. Open now. Hit it like you're in the U.S. Open. I want you to reach for that ball like you're in the U.S. Open. And the commercial goes with him training her when she was young and then obviously in the U.S. Open. And it hits you so strong because that's the type of thing we as humans need in our life from our parents, from our community. I think who said it? Clinton said it. She said, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, yes, that's true. But so many people don't want to help raise a village. It takes a village to raise a child, but who raising the village? That's the problem. It takes a village to raise the child, but who is raising the village? And that's where we have the issue. So all we can do is do the best. All I can do, all you can do is decide that this makes sense. You're going to make your own changes because even if the world can't get there, it can get there one person at a time. Now, there's a whole bunch of people to get to. I don't know if I'll live long enough to get to every one of them, but that is not the reason to quit. Oh, I don't know if I can get up to that mountain because I don't have any legs and arms, so I better quit now. So I don't know if I can get to how many people on the planet? 7 billion? I don't know if I can get to 7 billion people, but I'm sure going to try with the good life. I'm going to try with the 21 that's on here now. 21 is a far number from 7 billion, but it's a start. Because I don't know if 21 can turn into 100, then 100 can turn into 1,000, 1,000 can turn into 1 million, that can turn into 10 million, that can turn into 1 billion, that can turn into 7, I don't know. But all we can do is try. So the mindset that we do and how we approach our life and what we do is so important because you have to do that. You have to give that. We have to start helping the community, not just the community raising a child. We got to raise the community also. We have to let people know. I mean, Ty Lopez, day number 2 that you guys saw, talks about some of you just not going to be successful. You know why? Because you don't want to change your mindset. You change your mindset, you change your life. I don't care what your situation is. I don't care if you're black, brown, purple, green, yellow, woman, man, sexist, whatever. I don't care. It don't matter. If you change your mindset, you'll change your world. Just the people don't want to change their mindset because they sit there and they figure, in fact, it was so funny. I was watching some of the commentary because, I'm a big tennis fan, okay? So I was watching some of the commentary and they were talking about the statements that Richard used to make for Serena and Venus. And they were saying how much the media hated the statements he was saying. Like Venus was number 1 in the world. And he says, yeah, wait till you see her little sister. Her little sister's going to be number 1 in the world. And everybody was like, how can you do that? There's no way. You don't let them play every tournament. Well, I don't want them to play every tournament because they can play each other. I don't want them to get tired. I want them to have a long career. Now the lady's 38 years old beating everybody up. That's 20, 21, 24. It's a mindset. And everything starts with the mindset. Okay? Anyone else?
All I can say, Clay, this is Wes.
Hey, Wes.
That this is an answer to prayer because I always wanted to. I was telling a friend I need to get around people that think different because I was teasing them. I said, because you guys are thinking whack. I need to get around some other people. And then you came up with this class.
Hey, be careful what you ask for.
I was actually teasing him because he's a good guy, but I was saying, I was saying that to him. But it would be so powerful we can just get this information, like you were saying, out to as many people that will listen. Mm-hmm. We can change their mind. You can change their mindset, and it'll be awesome.
Well, just think about this. I mean, again, religion and politics, I try not to touch those. And look, I ain't no Jesus. I can tell you that right now. But he went out and preached the word. And they still talking about him. How long that's been?
Yeah.
Think about that. One man walked the earth how many ever years ago? Whatever your beliefs are, look, you could believe whatever you want to believe. That's like whatever. They still talk about him.
They absolutely do.
So, someone can try. You can always try. It's better than not trying. You got to put yourself. So someone criticized me a little bit which I get them. By the way, you're always going to have haters. So if you don't think you're going to have haters, you're always going to have haters. So this guy criticized me. He says, man, life is not only about money. Yeah, it is. It's not only about money, but if you don't have money, you don't have life. Show me one person that can live without money. Please show me where you can live without money. If you're homeless, guess where you are? You're begging for money. So how can you live without money? I'm not saying money is everything. I'm saying money is the start of what you can do. So he says, well, I think it's I forgot the exact words. He goes, well, you're talking about making money. There's more to life than money. I don't care about money. I'm like, okay, well, do me a favor. How you going to live without it? He goes, well, I can't take it with me. I said, I can't take my family with me. See, all I do is I don't argue with people. I just throw a question back at them. He goes, well, I can't, when you die, you can't take your money with you. I'm like, I can't take my family and my friends with me either. So should I stop dealing with them? Then he responds, well, how do you know you're not going to see them again? I said, I don't. I never died. Then he responds, he goes, well, if I had a whole bunch of money, I would just give it away. I'm like, great. When do you want to start my class so I can teach you how to make a whole bunch of money so you can give it away so you can help people?
That's good.
And then his response was, I'm always motivated by what you have to say. And that's how I ended the conversation. It's on Facebook. That conversation I just told you is on my Facebook page. So I'm not going to argue with you or try to put whatever you want to say. It's just because to me, life is very, very simple and it's very logical. And I know it's common sense. I know common is not very, I mean, a lot of people don't have, common sense is not very common, but it really is. You guys, we don't have to do, this is not difficult stuff I'm talking about. You just have to decide in your mind what you want to get done. You just make the decision. Why is Jeff Bezos any different from you, Wes? Jeff Bezos ain't no different from you. He uses the rules of success and the rules of a good life differently from you. If you start using those rules, the same thing will happen to you also. It's just, you cannot, there's no way in the world anyone can convince me that if you don't do the certain things in life that gives you successes, that you won't be successful. Some people will say, well, Clayton, I've been working my whole life. I'm trying to be successful because you haven't done the things that you're supposed to do. Now, are there setbacks? Absolutely. You think Jeff Bezos, because he's worth $130 billion, didn't have setbacks? He had setbacks. His first 4 years of his company, he bombed. Why do you think he don't sell used books anymore? He couldn't keep selling used books. He changed with the time. So, okay, we got 7 more minutes. Anyone else?
Hey, Clay, it's Laura.
Hey, Laura. Whoops.
I want to.
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, with what Betty was saying, that's straight on, as well as something I'm going to bring up the Bible in here, and I'm sorry for anybody who gets offended on that one, but I do read. In the Bible, it says, speak life, not death, blessings, not cursings. And that's very true, because when you speak life or you speak positivity over someone, or you speak it over yourself and you keep on going and don't stop and don't actually accept any of those negativity, that's where you're going to be able to, that's part of the mindset change, at least I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. But I mean, just watching that video, I'm just thinking, man, he must have, with saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep on doing this. I'm not going to stop. And even with just looking at the dirt, 90%, 95% of the time, that 5% meant so much to him, so that he would not stop. And it's just saying, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And just constantly positivity, constantly speaking life. That's what I got out of that. So I just wanted to.
Hey, look, I know a lot of people get sensitive about religion and the Bible and Jesus and God and all that stuff. To me, the Bible is just an owner's manual, just like the owner's manual of your car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one alone, because I'm not gonna go there with anybody or debate it. But all it is an owner's manual. There's a wealth of information in the Bible. Wealth of information about life, about whatever you believe. I don't say you have to believe. It gives you a roadmap. How many of you have read your owner's manual of your car from page to page? Nobody. But all the information is in there. Every piece of your automobile is in that owner's manual, from page 1 to how much ever pages the manual is, whether you want to read it or not. Everything's in there.
Yep.
That's how you have to look at it. That's life. So it is what it is. Okay, we got 5 minutes left. Who else? Don't be bashful. I know you guys want me to get into how to make money and all that stuff. Don't worry, I'll get there. I'll get you guys there. Just we're going to go a little bit at a time. Anyone else?
I think mindset is something you have to make from within, that you have decided that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do that, it's hard to stick with it.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, I mean, we had 12 people today, or 12 people since last Sunday decided that whatever they were doing, and look, hopefully they're not in the hospital or something really, really bad happened to them. I understand. If something bad and they can't get on this call, but they made a commitment. Yeah, I mean, and I don't mean any disrespect by saying that, but the reason why, now they can fix the problem. That's the best part. But you know why 12 people are not on here? Because you know what? Their mind's too weak. You made a commitment. Your commitment was you're going to be on the call at 6:30. I don't care where you have to be. For those of you that's met me years ago when I've been doing things, you tell me when I've ever been late to a meeting. Ever. For years, I did 6 o'clock on the nose, 5:59, I'm starting to talk. It's a mindset. So you can't tell, you think there's some days I don't feel like I'd rather go out with my wife or go out to dinner or do whatever, and I don't want to make the phone call because I'd rather do something else? Yeah, but you know what? Once, it's almost like a domino effect. The minute you give up that commitment, it's a wrap. Because then you're going to give up the next commitment. Then you're going to give up the next commitment. Then you're going to make the next accuse. Oh, well, you know, it is Labor Day weekend, and we did plan this trip for the last 6 months. So, you know what? I just not going to make the call. You know what? Whatever you plan, you say whatever it is, unless it's in the hospital and you can't talk or you can't get to somewhere. You know what you do? You say whatever you were doing from 6:30 to 7:30, I have to take a break. I don't care where it is. It could be in an airplane. You can get internet on the airplane. You could, if you are up somewhere where you can't get internet, you can drive down till you find internet. It all is the choices and the decisions you make makes or break your life where it's gonna end up. And the minute you stop making those type of decisions and you give in once, you give in twice, then you give in 3 times, then it's a wrap. Then now, this is why Tai Lopez said, I don't like to deal with people over 25. Because I can't curb their mind. Well, I disagree with that. And it says you have to have pain in your life in order to want to make a change. Okay, that could be true. But I'm going to keep preaching for whoever wants to listen. And next week, I ask you guys to bring 3 people on. If you didn't, great. If you didn't, whatever. As long as when I look at this little chart right here and it says 1 person isn't on, I'm going to keep talking. And even if it says 0, I'm going to talk to myself. Because I'm not giving up, because these are success principles. These are things I have to do. And it's almost like that brushing your teeth. I probably couldn't perform if I knew I had a 6 o'clock meeting and it's 6:02 and I'm not on the phone. It will probably, my body will probably shut down. That's how much it means to me. Does your life mean that much to you? Does your commitments that you make mean that much to you? Is the commitments that you make, I'm gonna end with this, is the commitments that you make to your spouse, to your family, to your job, to your career, to your entrepreneurship, to whatever you do, whatever commitment that may be, if you're not living to it, does it make you feel like your body is gonna shut down? When you feel that way, that's when we're gonna start going to the next level. That's when we have mastered the mindset section. Now we start going on to other things. It's 7:30. Good night. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
This will be put on our page, by the way, and recorded. It'll probably take about an hour and a half. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.